Now today's session is focusing on the hash map. Now we have already seen what is hash table. Now hash table is from the collection framework, and now this we are focusing on the interface called as a map, and this is one of the class which is present. This is not an interface; it is a class which is directly connected to the map interface. So we'll see what the interface. So today we'll talk about this hash map, and our syllabus is only focusing on the hash map itself. You can replace all the programs of hash map what we have will conduct today with only with linked hash. The same functionality are repeated. Only thing is difference is that it null values are here allowed, here is also allowed, but here it is a singly elements been added, only one reference has been covered, whereas when we want to double linked list like effect, linking of one element to the another, and we should for maintaining the what we call as a reference of the previous and the next node. For that purpose, linked hash map is used. So functionalities are same. Externally, when you go for execution, you get the same output. There is no change in output. But the only difference is that internally it is been stored as a doubly linked list in linked hash set. Whereas here it in hash map, it has been stored in the format of singly linked list. Now, up till now, we have gone through this map interface, and into that we have gone through the sorted map is an interface which contains another sub interface called as a navigatable, and the main class which was responsible for executing a tree-like structure, that was a tree map, which is nothing but a sorted in nature. By default, whenever any element is added, it is automatically been stored in a sorted format in the ascending way, because here we are using a sorted, and as soon as the element has been added, it is automatically stored in the sorted format. So by nature it is sorted, and it don't allow null values to get added. So it is most important to be considered that no null values or repeated elements are not been allowed here in this tree map. Same way, when we go about this second type of class, which is again a child of this interface called as a map. So all the functionalities of map, all functions of map are automatically being inherited in this hash map. So a hash map is nothing but a non-synchronized. Non-synchronized means what? Multiple objects can work on the same code parallelly, and this situation may create this class to get into the situation called as a deadlock situation. So non-synchronization is a way for getting a program into a deadlock situation. But the most important thing about this non-synchronized is that whenever any class is non-synchronized, the execution of that class becomes more faster compared to other classes which are synchronized. So non-synchronization means a class which can work, which can execute its elements, add, delete, and manipulate all its elements in a very fast way compared to other one. So today's our aim is to know what is exactly the hash map, and what all functions are there. We'll go for the execution of near about 6-7 programs, and in detail the comparison between this hash map and another what we call as a hash table. So what is the basic difference between hash table and hash map? We'll land up with this content of difference between the two, and we'll have 6 examples of that, and what all functions are there. We'll go into detail about this hash map. So we'll move further. Now this hash map, basically when we talk about the hash map, again in this hash map, it is again following some sorted way. It stores its value in the format of keys and pair. So whenever the name map comes, so whether it is tree map or a hash map, the map it says that all elements will be stored in the format of key and value pairs. So combination of key and value in the form of pairs will be there in this hash map. Okay, so it is same like the previous what we call as a tree map, and this class is present in java.util package. So whenever I want to use this class for as a hash map, I have to inherit this package called as java.util package. The second most important thing about this is that null values, as far as null values are concerned, see here there is no null values are being allowed. So null values can be added, but null keys cannot be added in this tree map. So keys cannot be repeated. Tree without any value cannot be added. So there is a key and there is a value element whenever we are adding any element. So it should have a key, it should have a value. So if you provide a null value to the key, it will not get added into this because it is not allowing for that. But in this hash map only one key, not value, only one key can be assigned a null value. Only one key can be assigned with null values. whereas values can be null. So if you don't want to add anything into this key, any key, you can say null. So any automatically null values can be assigned to the keys, but key cannot be a null. Only one key can be a null into this. And from Java version 5, probably these people have removed that concept also. So if you are using Java 5 fifth version, so keys and values should be there. No null is being acceptable, and this how what we call as a hash map is actually being defined. So util package, again a pairing of key and value, and thing is that null values, null keys cannot be added into this. So this thing you have to keep in mind. So what should be get remembered whenever we are talking about this hash map is that Java hash map contains values based on the keys. So whenever you are adding some values, it will be based on some keys. So you have to assign some key, and on that base only the values will be added. Second most important thing about this hash map, it contains only unique keys. So again, repeated keys cannot be added. Duplicate keys cannot be added into this. This is our one more important things about this hash map. Third, hash map may only have one null key. So as we have specified that keys cannot be null in tree map. But when you go for hash map, only one null key can be added. But multiple null values can be there. So v value can be null, but key value can be only once it can be a null. So that this thing is the difference between the tree map and your hash map. Then second most important thing is that it is non-synchronized. So as we say that is non-synchronized, so means it is a more faster for execution. So you can execute this hash map more fast compared to any other type of map. So it is non-synchronized. You can convert into synchronization also. So there is a separate class. We have already converted a hash set into a hash set is again we have converted into synchronized. There are some classes and function of making synchronized. So we have already seen that same can be implemented here in a hash map to make it more synchronized. Then same like in the, Java, and the Java hash map maintain no order. So the way we have added the element, it will never maintain. Whereas when we go for the tree map will be showing the elements in the ascending order. So there is no way of getting an 100% output that the way you have added and you are getting in the same sequence. So it is somewhat different. So you will get an unexpected output whenever you go for the hash map. And second important thing, by default, whenever you are creating an object of hash map, 16 keys and element that is value pair can be added. So by default, minimum size of it is 16. So if you just initialize this hash map class object, automatically it's make a space for adding 16 elements. So you can add by default 16 elements. And as far as load factor is concerned, it is 0.75. The number one is maximum 0.75 is lower. So it is more faster compared to any other. It's when you go for O notation log n, that type of execution, it takes more time. But when you go for the hash map, because it is following what is called as load factor of 0.75, you search a load factor, what exactly it is. So this is 0.75 load factor. So it is more faster for execution compared to other data types what we have seen in collection framework. Now, as far as this class is concerned, we are more familiar with java.util thing in the collection framework. Like hash map is again been a part of this java.util package, and the classes where which is been using is abstract map. This is one of the abstract class which has been inherited into this hash map, and it by default implements a map interface. So the parent of this class is itself a map. So automatically all functionalities of interface map will be implemented automatically into this. So this is again a repeated thing what we have seen in the previous session. So it is again repeated functionalities into this hash map. Now as far as this table hash map is concerned, it implements the clonable interface and serializable interface. So we can go for cloning also, and we can go for serialization also. That is non-synchronous into synchronous can be done by serialization, and cloning repeated double copy of the class object can be done by using clonable. So this is what the most important things about this hash map is concerned. This class makes no guarantee as the order of the map. So whenever we go for the execution of this program, we'll get an output in very different way. Roughly, when we talk about the hash table or a hash unsynchronous execution, so we'll get an output in very we call it as unpredicted when we go add for multiple elements. So as far as elements have been added, he is following this technique called as hashing. So name itself says hashing, and I have already shared what is the meaning of hash And this same technique is here used in this hash map, but here some mapping features are added over here. Previously in hash map, hash set features were added. Here map features functionalities are been added, but the mechanism of storing a element in the form of key and value is same like what we have seen in the hash table. Oh, sorry, in the hash set. So hash set hashing mechanism of adding element is same. So we'll get an output unexpected. So we can't predict what will be the output of this hash map whenever we go for execution. So what are the most important fields that are considered whenever we go for hash map? So there are four things, that is init hash. So initialization of hash, that is by default whenever any hash table is created, it will be assigning a size of 16. So by default the value of this int hash will be 16 because it is providing a size of 16 by default. This is nothing but the capacity of hash table. Then key, that will be storing the keys value that are always unique. V are the values which can be null also and which can be duplicate also. And node next, this is nothing but a reference of the next node. So this is nothing but linked list, what we call as a singly linked list. So one node will be containing reference to the another node, will be containing reference to the another node. So whole node means what? It will contain four different information: the initial number count, a key value, the value, and the reference to the next node. So it will be diagrammatic represented like this. And whereas when we want to display in a class like structure, so name is nothing but a node that contains key and value, and these are the four basic fields which are required for creating this hash map. It's very simple. Internally it will be creating that object. You are no more concerned. As soon as the object of this class is being created, so it will create automatically. So we will be not concerned about what will happen, whether we have to create like this or not. So it's very simple. As soon as you create object, it will be creating in this format. So as I have already told that as soon as the hash map object is created, the two things can be initialized. That is initial capacity. So by default, the capacity is 16. And whereas load factor is concerned, it is 0.75 F. So it is more faster to the previous classes what we have seen. So it is for the purpose of executing more faster. It is always preferred to go for hash map, not for the tree map. So this is most important. Then there are four different constructors for creating a hash map object. One is a default constructor. So there is no need to give any parameter. Here there is a map. You can go for keys and values directly. Then here you can assign some capacity also. So if you want to increase some capacity, so that is also possible. And again, a key value I have seen into hash map, hash set. So capacity and load factor, you'll find it in your hash set. So same type of mechanism here it has been used for creating object. Now we'll move further for creating what are different things which are there in this called as an hash map. One second. So now as far as functionality is concerned, now we'll have some 6-7 examples where that will be covering major functionalities. So I think so this is a repeated functions. There are repeated functions, that is clear function, then is empty function, clone function, entry set. We have already seen in a tree map. Then key set. Entry set contains keys and values. Key set contains only a set of keys. All keys are added. Put function for adding element. Put all functions for adding an object. Now today we'll see the example of put if absent. Put if absent is for the purpose of adding an element, which is first it will check, and if it is not there, then only it will be added. So adding an element with the key value which is not present in the previous hash set. So we'll go for the example also for that. Then there are different types of remove function. So it is a remove function that returns some value. This is a remove function that returns a boolean value. Parameters, if it is a single parameter, it will send a value. It is a two parameter with the key and value, it will return true or false boolean value. Compute will be using this function for the purpose of doing some business, implementing some business logic. Same way for compute if absent, that will be going for computing any key values by if it is absent. So we'll have an example of that today itself. Then contains value for the purpose of checking. Contains key for the purpose of checking whether the key is present or not. This is for the purpose of contains value is for the purpose of checking whether value is present or not. Equals for checking the object, two objects. Get for retrieving a specific key value. Replace. This is a special type of function that where you can change the key values directly. So replace for the replacing the value of a specific key. Again, there is another replace function where the keys of old value will be replaced with a new value. So we'll have an example of this replace also. So replace with 2 parameter, replace with 3 parameter, but the 3 parameter will always return a boolean that is true or false. 2 parameter replace function will be returning a value. V means a value. So that is one thing you have to do. Then there is another function called as replace all. So it will be replacing this one. We'll have an example of that also. Then a values function to get, it is from collection framework collection. So all the values can be retrieved directly, and size function for getting the size of your hash map. So repeated function, you will find it's very simple to get. Now, what is the basic difference when we talk about the hash map and hash set? The name are same. The name are same. Now, what are the things which are different from each other? Now, today we are focusing on executing the program of hash map. And previous in last week, we have seen all the programs that are concerned with the hash set. So what is exactly the hash map? Now, as far as the definition is concerned, a hash map is a hash table based implementation of map interface. Okay, so it is nothing but just like a hash addition of element, storing a element in the format of hash table, but it will be implementing a mechanism called as a map and interface. Whereas when we go for sorted hash set, it is a set. It is created. It creates a collection that uses a hash table for storage. So here it will be stored, but here it will be stored in the format of hash table. Here there is no, it will be a hash table, but here another mechanism, that is a mapping, will be done. Mapping means what? Connecting one node with the another node, that is called the mapping. So mapping, every node will know which node is the next node or which node is the previous node. That type of mapping will be done. As far as hash set is concerned, it is not concerned with the mapping. It is not concerned with the keys, reference with one another. So by default, here externally we are giving a reference. Here internally reference is being created in hash set. So explicit referencing and implicit referencing, these are the two things which are different between the hash map and hash set. Now, what it implements here, as far as hash map is concerned, hash map implements map. This is the parent interface, then clonable and serializable. Okay, these are the only 3 interfaces which are implemented in hash map. As far as hash set is concerned, it is implementing set features. Again, clonable is there, serializable is there, but it is again having 2 more interfaces getting added into this. That is iterable and collection, because these 2 are the parent of all the set interfaces. So it has additional 2 interfaces into that. So the functionality of hash set are more compared to the hash map. So whenever you want to do you want multiple functions to be get executed, so it is hash set because its parents have multiple functionalities by default. Okay, as far as storage is concerned, how it is been stored. So in hash map, we store in the format of key value pair. We store in the format of key value pair. It maintains the mapping of key and value. So everything will be stored in the format of key and value. Whereas when we go for hash set, it is stored in the format of object. So it is heavy. So it is stored in the format of object. Here it is stored in the format of key value. So this is the major difference of storage is concerned. Now we'll go for duplicate values. Now here only duplicate, so it is not allowing duplicate keys, but duplicate values are allowed. So if you want to add duplicate values, you can add duplicate values, but you cannot add duplicate keys. Here it is not allowing duplicate values. So here duplicate values are allowed. In hash set, duplicate values are not allowed. So this is again a more major difference between the 2 things. Then not out. Then now we. So here it is a single null key, but multiple null values. So multiple null values can be added into a hash map, but only a single null value can be added into the hash map till version 1.7. So 1.5. So 1.5 onwards, it is not allowing this also. So null values are again not allowed from the version 1.75 onwards. So this is the again big difference. Here it has been allowing, here it is not allowed. Now, as far as adding an element is concerned, whenever we want to add any element, so in mapping, we are using put function to add an element. We are using put function. Here in set, we are using add function for adding an element. So this is again a major difference between put and add. Map, if we are talking about map, automatically we have to switch to the put function. If you are using set or any collection, we are using add function. As far as performance is concerned, so मैंने पहले से बोला कि if you are talking about the performance, 100%, because it is doing linking with one another, so it is more faster than a hash set. So as far as the performance is concerned, hash map is more faster because it has the values and associated with the unique keys. So as there is a unique keys been added, so automatically it is faster. Whereas this hash set is slower than the hash map because this here all elements are considered as an object. So object execution take more time than a key execution. So this is again as far as performance is concerned. Now what about the object then? How much objects are created? So here in hash map, only one object is created during the add operation, only one object. Here there are two objects created. That is internally, it is values, but keys are being created by your operating system, that is Java virtual machine. So automatically two objects are created in hash set. But in hash map, only one object because you are providing key, you are providing value, so an object. So 50% reduction. So 50% reduction means what? Performance automatically increases. We are creating less object for the purpose of executing. Now, storing mechanism. Now, in which mechanism is storing used here? So here it is using hashing to store object. Here we are using hash map object. So hash map object is used for the purpose of storing the element. Here we are using hashing technique for storing element into the hash map. Now, as far as the users is concerned, always prefer when we do not maintain the uniqueness. So it is always preferred. It is used when we need to maintain the uniqueness of data. So if you want to data to be unique, go for hash set. If you want to maintain preferences, it is always uniqueness. Uniqueness in the preferences, it is always preferred to go for hash map. So this is the basic difference between the two. And this is how we'll clear with this all what we call as the differences. Now today's example, what we'll be seeing is that we'll be using a put function. Using put function, we'll be using get value function. Put, now there are these different types of put. So put if absent, put all. So that type of functions we'll be using for the adding element. Then remove, there are different types of remove. That is only, this is single without parameter. So 2 parameter, 3 parameter that we'll be using for the purpose of removing. Same way, there is one more new function been added over here, that is a replace function. It is previously it was not there, so we'll be using that replace. And compute related function, that is compute if absent and compute if present. So that type of functions will go for execution and then will stop for the day. So now immediately we'll move for the purpose of executing this program, and we'll go into detail. Now this is hash map, and we'll go for the first example, that is a put function. So simple put function for adding an element in this called as a hash map. So I'm importing the package because without importing this package, we are not getting this definition of this hash map. So hash map is the name of a class based on which we'll be creating the object called as a map. The name of the object is map, and that will containing a key in the format of integer and string for the purpose of maintaining the values. Now I'm using a put function here. I'm providing keys and the corresponding values. So here I'm adding key and the values, key and the values. So 4 values are added. I'm using the name of fruits, mango, apple, banana, and grapes, and the key values are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, very simple way of displaying this content is using an enhanced for loop. So enhanced for loop means what? We have to use this map.entry because here it is storing the value in the format of 4 keywords. That is, one is int. We have already seen. First one is int map. Second one, it is storing a key. Third one, it is storing value. And fourth one, it is storing what? Node. What is it? Node reference. So internally Externally we see only these two things, key and value. But internally it has these four parameters. Internally, four parameters are there. We are only creating two, internally four. So whenever we want to retrieve this type of map set, so it is always preferred to go for enhanced for loop. And there is one class called as map.entry. This is static class. We'll be using the object of this class. So I am defining it as a map. This is nothing but a buffer of this class. The name of the buffer is M. And as we are using an enhanced for loop, so there is only a colon. And I am using the object of this class, that is map, and I'm using entry set. So entry set function will be containing all keys and all values. So all keys and all values will be stored here. And then after that, by using this object dot get key, object dot get value, I will be getting all keys and all values directly. So I'm running this program. It's very simple how to retrieve this. So are you clear with this for loop? Enhanced for loop. Why we are using map entry? Because it's a buffer. Temporary, as soon as this element is retrieving some value, it needed to be stored because there is not only one thing. We are passing two things, and internally it is passing four things. It is so it is a combination of integer, string, then a primitive data type called as int, and then this is node reference that is containing some unique numbers in positive, negative numbers. So all will be stored into this, and we'll be getting this output like this. It's very simple how to add the element into this hash map. So four things we have added, and we are getting these four things by using this iterator. So are you clear with this? Are you clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Everyone clear? Okay. So we'll move for the second program. Again, it's same program. Here, what I will be doing there here is that I am replacing what we call as a replacing, not using exact function called as a replace, but I am overriding the same key. What is grapes? So previously we have mango with keyword 2 with apple and 3 with banana. Now I am replacing, overriding it with the same duplicate keyword. Now whenever I am using same key, automatically the first value will be replaced with the next, that is a recent value. So whenever I go for executing this program, the same program, but only one thing I have changed. So you'll find that the though it is initially it is one as mango, but as we have added externally, last statement is that one index key should be replaced with grape. So automatically it will be this put function will, what it will do is that it will change the value of the corresponding key automatically. So we here the app mango is replaced with grapes. So put function works in the two different way. One for the purpose of adding the element, and second one for whenever it is been repeated, whenever the key is duplicated, same values will be replaced with the previous one. So that thing you have to keep in mind whenever we are using a put function. So it is very hazardous to use if you don't know the key numbers or key values. So automatically you might, unfortunately you may replace the previous value with the upcoming value. So how to overcome that one? That for that purpose, these people have created another technique, that is you can add element, but before it should be checked. So this is one example where we'll be doing some operations, simple program. I'm closing this one. You just go for the purpose of adding the element and then delete. So put function is for the purpose of adding element. Now put if absent is another type of function. Put all. So put is in now three flavors. Simple put function, put if absent, and put all. So these are the three type of function. Now we'll go into discussion about what exactly happened into this program. So we are creating a hash map object HM, and we are saying that keys will be in integer, values will be in string. So the name of the object is HM. So I'm using this one, and I'm displaying this one. So first I will be displaying this one. So there is nothing into this. So that will be displaying empty, what do you call as initialization. So I'm converting this statement here. यहाँ पर दिखाता हूँ मैं इसको. Let it be. Yeah, ऐसे रखेंगे. Okay. So let it be. It will just show and it will have no value. So automatically it will show null value. No issue. Now here I am adding using a put function. So I am using keyword called as a key as 100, 101, 102, and I am passing three names: Amit, Vijay, and Rahul. Now these three elements with keys will be added into this object called as a HM. So HM will be here, and after that we'll be displaying this HM again. I'm pushing comment over here. So initial values will be displayed after adding those things. If I'm removing this one, so it will show an empty hash map with no values. Here it will be showing all values. After that, what I will do is that I will use another type of function. Now this here, what I have done is that I have used that function called as iterator for the purpose of displaying this one. The same, so there is no need, I think. So here we have used this map.entry. So this is one class, buffer class. So the name of that class object is M, and using I'm HM, that is hash map object dot entry set. Now this will contain all element keys and values. So I am displaying this by using the object of map.entry dot get key for getting all keys concatenated plus with colon. So all values keys will be specified and differentiated with one another by using a colon. This is nothing but a concatenation I have done with this plus operator between keys and values. So I'm getting a key and I'm getting a value. So this part is now, I think, so clear to everybody. So I'm just will run for this program. So see, initially there is nothing. So in this bracket, it is empty. And after this one, I'm using this map entry and I'm using this function and I'm displaying the keys with colon and the values. So get key and get value will be getting all my keys and all my values of the record. Okay. Now we'll go for the second function. Now we are doing some business logic over here. What we are doing here, we are using one more function called as put if absent. Put if absent means what? It will check for the key 103. Whether 103 is present into this 101, 100, and 102. Only 10, 100, 101, 102 are there. 103 is not there. So before adding, if it is not haphazardly adding any element, so put if absent. So 103 is not there, so it is absent. So if it is absent, now 103 will be added and with the value or called as a Gaurav, and after that I will be displaying this part. So we'll go for this execution again and we'll get an output that Gaurav is added at location 103 because it is called as replace. You see, Gaurav is now added. So this one is executed. If I'm using this 100 again, 100 is already there and I'm using this again. So now if it is simple put function, this Amit will be replaced, will be automatically get replaced by this Gaurav. But as we have used put if absent, that means it will be only get executed if it is not there. So if it is 100 is there, so it will not allow this Gaurav to get added. So this is the most important thing you have to keep in mind. So whenever you are going for the purpose of adding some element, it is preferred to use this function called as put if absent. So are you clear with this put if absent? Anyone? Any doubt?
No.
If absent. Okay, clear? Okay, now we'll move for the
Yes.
last function of this. Okay, so we'll move to the last function. So I'll go for this commenting this one. Now here what I have done, I have again created another hash map. Called as a name, called as a map. Previous object name is HM. Now this object name is map. And I have added 105, 106, and 104. Now 3 elements are new added and it is not in a sorted format. So 105, 106, and 104. So we have changed that sequence also. Ravi, Mohit, and Sunil. These are the 3 elements we have added into this object called as a map. So map.put, and map.put. Now this one, put all function. Now this is nothing but a concatenation of a map that is a new generated map with the previous map object. So these three elements will be get added into this newly generated three elements by using a function called as a put all. And after getting this those things, we'll be displaying that new object, that is map, new map that is created. We'll be using this entry set get key and get value to retrieve what actually happens, whether all these three are been getting added into this three by using put all or not. So that is a basic purpose of using this function into this program. So put all function, so you'll find that all the values are added and it will be automatically been displayed in a sorted format. So 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, and 106. So all will be added automatically. It will be sorted added in the sorted format. So is there any doubt? So put function in three different ways: simple put if absent, and third one put all. So are you clear with these functions? Put, put if absent, and
Yes.
put all. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll move for the fourth one. Now, fourth program will be for the purpose of remove function. Remove function. Now, as far as this definition of remove is concerned, there are two types of remove. One is single parameter, one is two parameter. We just have a revision of that, and then you will understand what exactly remove is. Now, this remove. Now, this remove function, simple function, will be returning a value, and it will only contain a key. So we have to provide key, not object. There is another function called as a remove. That remove function will be returning a value, but see that only keys are added whenever it is a single parameter. If you are adding values, then what it will do? So that type of function will be doing here. So same program, hash map. And again, I am not repeating it the same one. We have added four values into this map: 10, 1001, 1002, and 1003. Now I am using this function for simple removing those elements, which is at location 100. Here I have passed the keyword because what the definition of remove function is saying, that remove the element at the location key 100. So automatically this Amit will get replaced, and after that it will be displayed. So previously I will get all the elements, all the four elements, and after this one, this 100 will be removed and will get an output in this format. Now I am changing the format. I am using same map function, same remove function, but I am passing a value over here. If I am passing a value, but as far as my knowledge, there is no definition of remove function that will accept a value. And as value is on the right hand side, it is not on left hand side. It is considered as a value, whereas on left hand side it is considered as a key. Deleted or not. So for as far as my program definitions of functions are concerned, this program, this line of code will never ever remove this PJ from this map, because it is value and value cannot be removed by using a remove function. So this is one thing you have to understand. Values cannot be removed directly. And third one, I can directly provide the key with the value. If 1002 is a key and value is Rahul, so whether two parameter will be there, so we'll be going for executing this one. So whenever this type of program is executed, the return type is always Boolean. So true and false will be displayed over there. So we'll go for executing this program and we'll see. First, there are four elements. Then see, first there are four elements, 101. So four elements, 100, 101, 102, and 103. Okay. Now after this, I am removing this 100. So automatically this 100 will be removed. First time it will be showing only three elements. So 100 is removed. Second time I'm saying Vijay to get removed. So in this Vijay is there and I want to remove this Vijay. And as I have passed this parameter Vijay, but after using this updated list of element 2, so updated list of element 2, so Vijay should not be there, but still Vijay is there because values cannot be deleted. This is thumb rule of hash map. You have to keep in mind. Okay. And third one, If I'm passing a key and a value, so I want to remove this Rahul. So here the Rahul is 102 and Rahul. So here that Rahul is removed. Only first element and third element is displayed. Okay. So are you clear with this? Remove with single parameter key value. Remove if we try with the value what it will do, and remove with key and value. So two ways of removing element: single with key, two with key and value. If I change the value code as Rahul 1, I will check. Key is 102, Rahul 1. Rahul 1 is not there. There is only Rahul. So we'll go for running this program. Whether it run or not. See, it is not removed because key it found 102, but Rahul it don't found. So it is and condition. If key and value are found similar in this allocation of key and value, then only that element will be deleted. So this is nothing but making compulsion about keys and value for the purpose of removing. So are you clear with this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The fifth one. Now here we'll be using some different type of function called as replace. So replace will be used in very different way. Now see, this is replace function with two parameters, that is key and value. This is a replace function with key initial value with new value. Okay, and there is one more replace all function that is containing the keyword like k, v, and the bracket, what we call as a hyphen sign with what is called as bracket, what is curly pointed bracket pointing towards the value, that is Ajay. So replace will be implemented in three different ways. So we'll have an example of this one, and first we check the definition of what is exactly there in the replace part. So see, when we are using replace with key and value, so it will be replacing the key the new with the value what you have assigned over there. So it will return that value. When I'm saying replace, first parameter is key, second parameter is old value. So whenever you want to replace any value with a new value, you have to use this parameter, that is key, old value and new value. So if it is there, then only it will get executed. And third function, that is replace. So you can replace the whole object by directly using some parentheses. So there are three types of function we'll be using. Simple program, same hash map with adding previously added three elements, that is 100, 101 and 102. We have displayed those using this map entry, simple code. And now we are using some updated list, updated format for the purpose of executing. And now what I am doing is that I am replacing this 102 with from Rahul to Gaurav. And the name of function is replace. Put function is overriding, replace function is changing the values. So we'll get an output. We'll execute this one. So automatically, initially Rahul was there. See this, previously it is Amit, Vijay and Rahul. See here, it is Amit, Vijay and Rahul. After executing this 102, Rahul 102 key will be replaced with Gaurav. So automatically you'll find the 102 Gaurav will be replaced with the name of what as a Rahul. So this is what the example of replace is. So this is for the purpose of displaying the content. So now I am using this one. So we'll go for commenting this part. Now here what we'll be doing is that I will be replacing 101. What is 101? With Vijay. So key, old value and with new value. So Vijay will be replaced with Ravi. So Vijay will be replaced with the value Ravi. So I am running this program and you will check whether in a second execution Vijay will be replaced with Ravi, because our syntax says that key 101 with previous value Vijay with new value Ravi. So we are getting an output 101 with Ravi. So are you clear with this one? Three parameter replace function, two parameter replace function. Yes. Yes, any question? Two parameter replace function, three parameter replace function. So last one, replace all. When I run time, I don't want this Amit, Vijay, and Rahul. I want all these values to be changed at a single movement or a single command. So for that purpose, we are using this replace. So this is HM. HM means what? Hash map object. Hash map dot replace all keys, whichever key is there with the value. And what is that value? Ajay. So all keys will be containing only one value called as an Ajay. So see, when we go for executing this program, we'll get the program with same values only. So previously it was the name called as Amit, Vijay, and Rahul. Now all names, all keys will be with the same name called as an Ajay. So are you clear with this? Replace all.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Now the last example, comparator. That is compute if absent, compute if present. These are the two things, and one more function called as a compute. So three functions: compute, compute if absent, compute if present. Now see what we are doing is that now here what I am creating, I am doing something different. Now here hash map, and the key is now string. Key is what? String. The first is the name of a key. Second is the name of key. And what is the value? It is integer 1, 2. So I am using some different formula for adding element into this hash map. So key one first, second, and the values are 1 and 2. Now this is the name called as a number. The name of the object is number, and I am displaying this number. Okay. Now I am using the keyword called as a compute. Now what will the keyword will be doing is that now this number will be the values of this integer will be changed. So compute means what? You are doing some mathematical operations on the values. I'm doing some what? I'm doing some mathematical operations on these values. So what I'm doing is that I'm saying first key. So first key with the value is 1. So automatically it will be taking the key values, the key. So it is being considered, and the old value is what? 1. And what I will doing is that do here is that I will replace for the runtime permanently. I will be changing the value of this 1 to something else. And what is the something else? I am adding 2 into this. So now 1 plus 2 is 3. The value of first key will be 3. Same way, when I go for the second one, the value previous value is 2. That is old value is 2. I am adding the old new value with 1. So 2 plus 1, that is 3. So I will run this program and we'll check what is the output. So it should be 3, 3, because 2 plus old value 1, that is old value is 1. So 3, 1 plus old value is 2, that is 3. So we'll run this program. See, second is equal to 3, first is equal to 3. Okay. So you will say, sir, the first FIRST, F is first, S is in the abbreviation, it is more A, B, C, D, E, F, and S is at the bottom, so it is displayed. So here we are using a technique called as a hash map. So hash map cannot predict you the expected output. It is always been added in the format of hashing, and hashing format is somewhat different. It is manipulating, working with the hash code, and as a hash code execute, you will get an unpredictable output here. So we are just focused now about the values. So 1 will be added with 2 will be added. So 3, 2 plus 1 output is 3. So here you can compute means what? You are changing the value, you are computing at the runtime the values with some mathematical operation of addition or subtraction or multiplication, whatever you want to do. So are you clear with this compute function now? Yes. Okay. Now compute if absent. Compute if absent is a type of function where if it is not there, as there is 3, the key 3 is not there here previously. So if it is not there, it will be added first and then it will be operated. What it will do, it will be added first and then it will go for some operations. So 3 will be added and the value will be 5. So I am commenting the remaining part, and you will see at the runtime the compute if function will be, you can be used for the purpose of adding a key with some values. So see, I'm adding here. So 3 will be added with the value called as a 5. So compute if absent can be used for the purpose of adding runtime values, keys, and values also. Okay. So key means what? 3 is a key and specify its value to 5. I can go for mathematical operations also. So 5 into 2. No problem. Okay. Are you clear with this? Yes. Bolo. Compute if absent. Now same way there is compute if present. If it is there, if the key is there, that is second value, old value should be replaced with old value into 2. Old value should be replaced into old values if you 2. So here we are not adding any element. If we are doing operation, if it is there, then only do this operation, else don't do anything else. So when we go for running this program, so it will show that the value of 2 will be replaced with 4. 2 2s are 4. Previous value of second is 2. Multiply by 2 is equal to 4. The second is equal to 4. So are you clear with this compute if absent? Compute
Yes,
if
sir.
present? Okay. Okay. So we'll stop for the day. Tomorrow we'll be competing with the last part of the chapter, that is hash table at 10:30. So I will message you. Sorry, 10 at 10 a.m. morning. So we'll continue for the lecture for 1.5 hours, and will tomorrow itself will complete with the chapter number 3.